So I was cataloging the books of Yggdrasil's array of loopers when Madoka asked me to check out a new expansion for the Smurfs universe. I agreed to observe this in a more cinematic hub translation, so to the Agawam Cinemas in Massachusetts we went. Disappointed in how this place doesn't do free popcorn refills, I sat in my chairs and laid my bucket onto the food table and enjoyed the movie. Yes, this thing had a table for your food. That's one thing this theater has going for it against all the other cinematic experiences I've personally witnessed. Thus we get into the movie proper, and it sets up a mystifying vibe, but then keeps that momentum of ups and downs, a step up from Sony clunkers such as 2015's Pixels and 2016's Ghostbusters Answer the Call. Other steps up include Demi Lovato as Smurf F, director Kelly Asbury taking over for Raja Gosnell, and nary a hint of the elements from the other two movies. It honestly does feel like they're apologizing for the disastrous live-action flicks of old. But are they also apologizing in advance for the other offerings Sony Animation's aiming to deploy? Well, it turns out that Smurfette's the lead role like in the previous silver screener and gets the search for the titular Lost Villager rolling. This time it's about her pondering her true talent, which she lacks due to being a sort of homunculus like the naughties from the prior film, who Papa Smurf probably wrangled into his rescue party for Smurfette, along with Smooth Smurf and Greedy Smurf, only for the ex-naughties to take a wrong turn away from Papa Smurf and predictably end up visiting Earth like with the prior two films, a visit that we thankfully never see or hear about in this film. At all. As the trailer has shamelessly spoiled for us the village named Smurfy Grove to taunt me for not being able to see the movie I initially wanted, is filled with female Smurfs, Smurf Lily, Smurf Blossom, Smurf Storm, and Julia Roberts as I'm Smurf Willow. Come on, I always wanted to use that joke. Mandel Patinkin's Papa Smurf, not calling him Mandy, brings some gravitas to the role, and he fits the fatherly, overprotective character he's been passed down from the deceased Jonathan Winters. Danny Putty has some hints of Fred Armisen, but is a lot less annoying and makes the role of Brainy Smurf his own. Jack McBraier's Clumsy is a lot more memorable than Anton Yelchin. May God rest his... But hey, that's to be expected from the man behind Wander and Fix-It Felix Jr., though I will miss Mario Lopez and John Oliver as Grouchy and Vanity respectively. Jake Johnson's a good enough fit, and Tateus... Damn it, I need to know if John Oliver is getting a Smurf to voice again. He was one of the few shining Smurfs in Smurfs too! And there is a smeg ton of cameos here too. Gordon Ramsay as Baker, Jeff Dunham as Farmer, Director Kelly Asbury as Nosy, and yes, they even managed to squeeze Karate Smurf from the Smurf Village app. And there are plenty more elements that stick the landing, Nosy being a local punching bag for good reason, too. Baker Smurf slamming Smurfette's spaled cake, Gargamel's hilarious as always despite Rainn Wilson being no Hank Azaria. Even Smurf Storm's reaction to Smurfette's origin seems like the kind of character like her would have to this twist. All this cred goes to Kelly Asbury, having directed Spirit and Shrek 2, two DreamWorks classics that kids and animation critics alike hold true to their hearts. And it is safe to say that he hasn't lost his touch in the slightest. If there's one criticism that I have, it's with its use of pop songs. While I would have gone with some Blue Man Group instead of the earful of Eiffel 12 I got out of the Smurfy Grove montage, and dear lord does the surgical tuning of Meghan Trainor's voice certainly show with the end tune, I'm a Lady. The one song that did fit with the narrative was after a heart-wrenching price was paid for the usual foiling of Gargamel's scheme. And the way the moment was penned by writer Pamela Ribon makes you feel for the poor little Smurf that got the brunt of the sting, which more than proves herself to be yet another reason for Ralph Breaks the Internet not to suck like last time. Other setbacks include a predictable story and two-dimensional characters compared to its contemporaries. But for a children's property like the Smurfs, that's kind of the point. Nobody necessarily expects too much depth from a cast with names like Brainy, Hefty, Jokey, or Psychiatrist. Bottom line, this film is a 4-star work of art that Andre Meadows, Ken Friedel, and even Peo and his newly deceased wife would have been proud to see. Everybody congratulates Sony Animation for mustering enough tactical brilliance to release their best movie against the goddamn boss baby, and can we please get Kelly Asbury to direct more animated flicks in the future? I'm sure the industry will need him now more than ever. especially since Sony's become... Let's set this one thing straight. Lost Village isn't the worst Sony Pictures flick under the downward spiral of the Rothman era of Sony Pictures. No, that honor goes to Ghostbusters' Answer the Call, with pixels just barely sliding out of a tie solely on the fact that it has the decency to admit what it is underneath the stellar visual effects. And although yes, it is a lot more faithful to the source material than Amazing Spider-Man 2, Lost Village is pretty much locked into second place behind our reigning first place Sony Pictures champion, the 2015 Goosebumps movie. And don't you worry about that damn emoji movie. Some top men will be handling it very soon. As we say to the Genuine article, see you next Thursday!